questions?
How do you feel physically after that game? You took some shots.
Yeah, I was a little sore after the game. It's a long plane ride home than what we're used to, but I was fine. Glad we won.
TV announcers kept saying during that game, EJ, that they thought you might be getting exposed to a little too much tackling, that
Right.
shoulder's not 100, you've still got some issues there. Can you kind of clear that up a little bit? I mean, do you have some issues there?
I mean, I still have the injury. It's an injury that, it takes a while for it to heal, but, I'm fine. I'm able to play, and it's not bothering me. It's not affecting the way I throw or anything like that, so that's all that matters to me.
What do you think of Miami this year?
They're good. They're a good team. I think they've had some ups and downs just like we have, but I think they're coming off a great win last week versus Duke. So, they're having a lot of confidence. They're not always going to come and play us well. This is a rivalry game, so you always got to be ready for it and make sure that, you go out there and bring your A game.
The biggest challenge for you going up against them?
Just executing our offense. That's probably the biggest challenge for any team we play, not just because it's Miami. So if we go out there and do what we're supposed to do, we'll be fine.
What does this rivalry mean to the players?
It means a lot to us. There's guys that a lot of the guys on our team, they grew up with these guys and played against them in high school and things like that. So, it's always a big factor. Anytime you get a chance to play guys that you did when you were in high school, now on this level in college is always fun. So, it's going to be very competitive.
When were you introduced to this rivalry?
2008 or 9, whatever my freshman year was. And, I didn't play and I was a red shirt that year, but it was down in Miami, and Christian had a great game against those guys, had that long run that Coach Fisher still talks about, and it was a good game. I think, we won that one as well. It was raining and all that kind of stuff, so it was pretty cool.
What about before you arrived to just growing up?
Right. Yeah, I think nationally everybody knows about FSU-Miami rival, just like everybody knows about Notre Dame-USC rival. You know what I mean? It's all, big-time college football, and personally, I haven't really watched. I watched a lot of those games like in the 2000s, not so much in the 90s and things like that. But it's always been a great rivalry.
Are you anxious to test yourself against a team that athletically is right up there with you guys in terms of speed and athleticism? Not that you haven't played some good teams lately, but just that these guys really are at a level with you guys athletic-wise.
Haven't really thought about it, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think they're our next matchup, so the next defense that we have to face. So we're going to do what we have to do.
How did Austin do? Fair.
He did great. Austin played great. He didn't have, any lapses as far as mentally, or, he wasn't, rattled by the pressure of the game or anything like that. He played great. I thought, he didn't play like a freshman. I think he did a very good job, stepping in for Stewart.
How important is it to get off to an early lead or a good start here?
You want to do that every game, especially when your defense goes out first and gets a stop for you. So you always want to pay them back by going out and putting 7 points on the board, giving those guys a break before they have to go back out there. So, it's kind of a give and take. If defense does their job, we want to go out there and do our job too.
EJ, you had 16 carries in that game, which led the team. But how many of those were just, there's nobody open, there's nothing I can do, I just got to tuck it and go?
Definitely. Early in the game, I know there was a few times where I just had to, tuck and go. Nobody was open. Those guys, they dropped a lot of, their linebackers, like I said last week, they get, a lot of depth, so it's kind of hard to throw vertically on those guys. But, if I have to run, I'll do that, and if I have to sit back and pass, I'll do that as well. So I didn't even know I had that many carries, but I don't think I had that much yards to go along with the carries. But you got to do what you got to do. As long as we won the game, that's all that mattered to me.
EJ, 2 out of the next 3 games are against state rivals. A lot of the goals you set as a team probably are not achievable at this point. How important is it to win the state championship?
Yeah, it's huge. I think that's just a big, thing that we look at as far as respect in this state. We always want to come out and play well against Florida and Miami, so, just like they want to do against us. So it's kind of one of those things you have the whole year, and it's kind of like bragging rights every season. If you win that game, you have the bragging rights for the rest of the year until you play them again.
Is this an offense about where you anticipated it would be now, as far as being able to use all your weapons and progressing each week and getting better?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're doing a good job, moving the ball. I think we have a good amount of big plays each and every week, and that's the biggest thing. You want to always, have big plays and, bring some excitement to the game and things like that on offense. So I think we're doing a really good job.
EJ, Jimbo was talking about how quarterbacks unfairly probably get all the blame when things are going poorly and get a lot of credit when things are going well. Does it impress you when you see a quarterback do what Jacory's done? Jacory took a lot of heat earlier in his career, and now he's having a really good senior season.
Right.
Just as a quarterback, does that impress you when you see other quarterbacks fight through that?
Definitely. I think he's doing a great job managing his offense, and Jacoy's a good friend of mine. I met him back in high school and things like that, so I'm extremely happy for him. Obviously, this week we're going to be worse enemies because we play each other and we're going to compete against each other, but I'm extremely happy for him. He took a lot of heat early on in his years, and he had some injuries too. A lot of people don't account for the injuries and things like that. I've been in that situation, so it's hard to deal with, but whenever you can come back and still have success is good.
So did you get into recruiting trips?
Elite 11, and then also when I was at the Peyton Manning Passing Academy, he was out there counseling as well.
EJ, this team defensively has only given up 39 points in the last 4 games. Does that take a lot of pressure off you offensively, that you don't have to score that many points in order to win a ball game, or is it still the same?
Yeah, it's still the same. We still want to go out there and put up points, but it also does give you kind of some breathing room. When your defense is going out there getting 3 and outs, putting us in short field positions, pretty much making it easy for us to, whether it's a field goal or a touchdown, that plays a huge dividend on our offense. And I think I thank those guys every time I play that they've had good games. I'm like, man, thank y'all. Keep doing it, and keep up the good work. They're doing a great job.
How important would it be, Jay, to get Rashad Green back this week?
Yeah, it'd be huge. I think, like I've always said, he brings the home run threat to our offense. So, a guy that, definitely do well against, Miami's team. He's a very, great competitor. And I think that he'll rise to the occasion in these types of games. So I'm looking forward to having him back.
Are you all hopeful that he might be able to go this weekend?
I thought he was going to be able to go last week. So hopefully he's able to practice, 100% this week.
EJ, you guys have had some big first halves and then sort of some lulls in the last couple games coming back. Anything you see on film with that, or any reason for that, you think?
I can't really say a specific reason. I think the main thing is just to come back out and, not, lose whatever type of momentum we had in the first half and bring it back out in the second half. I think that's the biggest thing. Like I said, our defense has played great, so that's, obviously gave us some room to have those errors, but those are things that we definitely need to clean up on offense.
Neither team obviously had the season you guys hoped, and mine's got 4 losses, but does it still, you sense around campus with talking to people that it's still a big deal for us?
Oh, this is a huge deal. Yeah, I think even if both of us were 0 and whatever, I think this will still be a big game. It's always a huge rivalry because there's so many kids that are from South Florida that go to school here. So it's huge. I think I'm really excited about it. I know a lot of fans are going to be coming to the game. It's probably going to just be like the same atmosphere as Oklahoma. Or maybe not as crazy, but, in that, that region. But, it's going to be huge. It's a great game. I mean, it's traditionally a huge game nationally.
And having the extra time since you played Thursday, you've been able to watch much of them on your own.
Right.
And how athletic do they look on defense, and what stands out?
Yeah, I mean, they're athletic just like our defense. I think, we've all got recruited by the same schools. I could have went to Miami if I wanted to. Like, I'm sure some of those guys could have came here to FSU. So you have the same talent level and all that kind of stuff. You just got to go out there and play the game and execute.
This game, EJ, has come down many, many times to a field goal to determine the outcome.
Right.
You guys got to feel good about your chances of getting back again.
Yeah, I'm feeling good. I go with my guy every time, Dustin Hopkins, to come up with a big-time field goal. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. Hopefully we can get a large lead, and, like we've done these past couple of weeks. But if it doesn't happen, we have to win by a field goal. I put my money on Dustin Hopkins.
EJ, are you kind of amazed at all the freshmen around you? I mean, you had 2 offensive linemen in this game. Running back who got most of the carries, the freshman. Rashad comes back and have another one. I have all these true freshmen. You're kind of elder statesman there.
I'm not very surprised because, we had the #1 recruiting class in the country, so I think that, said a lot in itself. I thought those guys were more mature and, extremely mature, for their age, and they were ready to play. So when they did have the opportunity to come out and play, they've done great. Bobby done a great job. Austin did a great job, and Devontae's been playing huge for us on offense. And same with some of the defensive guys like Timmy Jernigan. He's done a great job too. So those guys are only going to get better.
Was there a moment with Devontae you kind of saw the light come on? I seen the first couple games he's a little hesitant, and all of a sudden just.
Oh yeah, he's hitting the hole extremely fast. I don't think it was necessarily a light that came on for him. I just think it was a matter of him, just feeling more comfortable in the offense, and then also getting the feel for the game and things like that. He's playing like a veteran right now. He's doing a great job for us.
Are you surprised you guys aren't back in the top 25 yet? Does that bother you at all? Have you noticed?
Traditionally, I've never really been one of those guys that paid attention to rankings or got on, the websites to look at what they're saying about us. So I didn't even know we're not in it. I'm just focused on winning games week in and week out. And obviously, we continue to do that. We'll be back in the top 25. But, it's one of those things we can't control. I can't control it, so I'm not going to worry about it.
EJ, the broadcast team that did the game the other night said you weighed 234, and I'm wondering if they were right, and have you dropped some weight during the season?
I weigh 236 right now, so I've dropped 9 pounds, I think, from 245. You know, just happens during the season. You know, the wear and tear of the season, kind of lose some weight, but still in good, you know, good weight to move around and take those hits.
Got any advice?
Any advice? Get tackled 20 times a game or something. I don't know. And be too sore to lift and all that kind of stuff.
Did you watch any of the Alabama LSU games?
Yes, I watched the whole game.
Do you enjoy that kind of game?
Oh man, yeah, I was looking forward to it. The fact that we played on Thursday, you know, I was like, man, we get a chance to watch this whole game in its entirety and all that kind of stuff. So it was a great game, and I kind of predicted who would win, but just like I'm sure everybody made a prediction. But you know, I was happy to see the game. Both teams are great. Both teams have awesome defenses, and that's why the score was so low.
You're able to get some big passes to Nick, you know, on Thursday night. Just how important is that for you guys to, you know, going into this week that the tight end is also a threat now?
Yeah, we always want to be able to use our tight end because, you know, that's a weapon that we have against their linebackers. We feel like they pose a mismatch each and every week. You know, I feel like some of our linebackers have trouble, you know, guarding those guys in practice. So obviously they'll do the same in a game. So you always want to give those guys a chance to catch the ball because they're working so hard on the line doing their blocking and things like that. So you always want to reward them with a pass.
Did you hear anything from Jack Nicklaus afterwards?
No, sir, I haven't met him yet. Look forward to meeting him after the season, get out there and hit some golf balls together. That'd be pretty nice.
Dude, when you, Jimbo mentioned, you know, a couple of hits you took were, you know, protection breakdowns. Do you get on the guys, or do you let the coaches handle that? Or,
yeah, I let the coaches handle it. I don't want to be the guy that's, you know, always, you know, crying about getting tackled. I'm not going to be I'm a football player. If I get hit, it's a part of the game. I'm not going to, you know, cry to those guys about it. If it happens, it happens. And if I can avoid it, I'll try to avoid it. So it's a part of the game. You know, quarterback's going to get hit, quarterback's going to get hurried, things like that. It's a part of the game. I'm not going to be the guy that's, you know, always yelling at my offensive lineman if I get rushed or something like that. So I don't really say a whole lot to them. I just try to, you know, give those guys confidence.
Do you feel like since you came back, there's more of a target on that shoulder than there was before?
Not really. I can't really say I've had a defensive guy try to, you know, specifically try to hurt my shoulder or anything like that. So I can't really say no, sir.
EJ, at what stage of your football career did you start playing quarterback?
Since I was a little kid.
Never
6 years old. Well, small kid. Since I was 6, I know when my first year playing flag football, we would all rotate. Everybody would get a chance to play quarterback. But after I got older, I want to say 7 or 8, that's when I started playing quarterback, and I've always been in that position.
You've ever played?
I also played some safety. Yeah. And defense. Yeah, I always tell Coach Stoops. Well, no, I always tell Coach Stoops if he needs, you know, G Reed or Xavier needs a blow, a TP, I go out there and, you know, take care of that for him. So I did play some safety when I was when I was a little kid, I played safety too.
They got a 6'5" receiver you can.
Yeah, I never played receiver. You know, out and, you know, just outside with my friends, I would play receiver and let the older guys throw us the ball because they could chuck it 80 yards and stuff like that. But that was it. And I actually played, you know, organized and played quarterback.
did you personally play on any of the same teams?
We ran track together. We were on the Virginia Beach Flames together. I want to say I was 9 through like 12 years old. And I think he's about 2 or 3 years older than me. So he's always been extremely fast. I've always played against him. I played against him in the city championship in football. And their team beat us, but we won the next year. And then played him in high school and middle school and stuff like that.
Is it, I don't know the right word, maybe surprising to look around? You look in that huddle and you got, I mean, just last week you had 4 true freshmen, maybe if Rashad Green comes back, you have 5 of the other 10 guys in the huddle being that young. Is it surprising to you to look around?
Not really. It's funny. I don't really notice that kind of stuff, man. I just go out there and play. Whoever's out there, I feel like they're, you know, they're ready. They know what to do. So I don't really look at it whether they're a senior or a freshman. So it's not a huge surprise.
When you're in the huddle and you got a guy like Austin Barron who's, you know, making his first start, I mean, do you as his quarterback feel compelled to say something to him just as an encouragement? Is there an exchange that goes on there?
Well, yeah, not necessarily as a quarterback, but just, you know, as a good teammate. You know, I told him before the game, relax. You know, it's nothing more than practice. You know, BC's a good team. We gotta go out there and do what we have to do. But just relax, and, you know, I'll take care of the rest for you, and, you know, just like he'll take care of me. So he did a great job. I didn't have to say a whole lot to him.
I notice if you make a mistake out there when you come off the field, you get some instant feedback from Jimbo.
Right.
Would you rather just go sit and think about it a little, or you
No, I'm used to it. I'm used to it. It's, like I said, in practice, it's the same exact way. You know, in practice, he's about 5 yards behind me, so it's a little different. But in the game, you got to walk off the sideline. You already know what's going to come, because I already know I made the mistake once I made it. You know, so you already know you have to give a reason why you made the mistake and understand why you did it, so you don't make it again. So, you know, it's a great philosophy.
Was the fact that Dustin is an athlete and can play, I mean, he can play football. You know, he can play,
Right.
Well, he plays football.
Right.
Really play. Does that change perceptions of him as a teammate?
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes take
I think that gives him a lot of respect. You know, guys, first off, he's a great person. You know, if you talk to D-Hop, probably one of the most fun guys to talk to, just have a conversation with. But then again, you know, he's a great athlete as well. So, you know, we've seen him go out there and make tackles and things like that. So anytime you have a kicker that does that, you know, and throws his body out there, that's, you know, the ultimate respect, you know, from us. You know, so he got that freshman year. He's been doing that for a long time.
All right.